In this video, we're gonna edit and upload a YouTube video using an AI employee. You can test this without a Mac Mini. The only thing you need is an AI subscription. Here we're gonna use Claude. You can test without buying a Mac Mini. No extra API tokens because we're gonna use the Claude Code tools and no third party. So no API key. The way that it works is that we install Claude in your mobile, in your phone, and the phone is gonna take control of your computer. And in the future, if you buy a Mac Mini, you replace the computer by your Mac Mini. Basically, it takes a screenshot, Claude reasons, finds the coordinate, and the app clicks at that coordinate. Next page appears, loop repeats. And that's why it's pretty stupid, right? It's not even an automation. It's more like a cheap drug inter with gambling issues. And if you really observe how he does stuff and the conclusions that he takes, most of the time it's just a luck, how he gets to where you want it. This is my desktop. And on my phone, I have dispatch as well. Simple first request, can you open LinkedIn? I send it, and it appears on my computer. This is just to test. We can even tell him to use the computer control to control the browser, because there is two ways to do it. Either he can spin up a second browser, but it won't be your authorization. He will have to go to the authorization twice. But if you take control of your computer, you can just go to LinkedIn and do the thing. Here, if you click on the left, you can see the browser in dispatch. He's already posting on LinkedIn. In this case, he's using the extension that you need to install to perform clicks on the browser. So it's more efficient than just a screenshot. I'm gonna discard this because I'm not gonna post this. Now let's go back to dispatch and try another task. This time I'm telling him, this is my edit, and I give the link of the script. I want you to use the overload feeder AI chat on the script and edit the hook of that video with marketing is a lie. So basically there is an overlay in the video that people need to edit. Then download the video and push it to YouTube using the vidIQ extension. Now you can click on the dispatch action, which is like a thread that is gonna do his stuff. He's gonna add the task on the right here, and it's just gonna perform the task. See, first mistake, he wants to access my 1Password. If he just uses my browser, he doesn't need it. And all of that is burning tokens, by the way. And I told him in my request, just use the browser in computer control. On the browser, you can see that it changed the overload text. Then Descript is gonna edit that. You say, boom, he edited the text, Claude, marketing is a lie, and text updated. Now he's clicking on export and exporting the video to perform a download. Again, I just used my phone and I clicked nothing. Another example here, I had to click on download. It's a native pop-up from the system that requires a click, and the extension cannot see that. So I have to intervene, and now he is lost, and there is no information on what he's stuck. That's the cheap, drunken intern that has gambling issues and need hand-holding. See, another hand-holding is he doesn't know that when you click on download on Descript, it actually renders and then downloads. I have to add that explanation. Long term, what you should do is add this in a file that he's going to consult. He knows all the rules. It's an SOP stretched to the next level. You don't have to explain this even to a $300 Fiverr editor. So now he found the download. He's doing the work now. Come on, Claude. Boom. Issue. He opens the download folder again. So now I'm going to tell him, you're stuck because you are not using a whole computer control. There is a native model sent. Let's see if he can fix that. Because if you're in the Mac Mini, you cannot come back and click. You're out running or doing something else. It doesn't respond. He's totally blocked by automation. So I had to approve that for him. Now he's realizing he should use the whole computer. Again, gambling issues. Claude, you should stop drinking. Finally, voila, he's taking control of my whole system. By the way, those problems, selecting the wrong tool or not really understanding what's happening, happens in software, happens in general AI. And I don't think this is well documented enough. People are not showing these issues. They're overselling a promise, and it's very annoying. And the only winner here is Anthropic, because you're spending time on their tool, you're getting addicted, and you're turning tokens and getting paid per tokens. All of that, to be honest, can be sold if you're using another operating system than Claude. This is why tools like Hermes or perform better in certain tasks, because they're breaching all the compliances to perform those clicks. See, another hand holding, I have to self continue. He's actually using vidIQ. But you see here, one of the problem is there will be no logs and no way for me to tell if he used AI to generate the title or he used vidIQ. There is no logs. There is no checklist that he used. So lies about Claude. Yeah, you are lying, Claude. FYI, this video is taking 45 minutes to 30 minutes right now. If I take the recording time, I would have gone faster by doing it myself, to be honest. This method of AI employee automation, delegation, not automation, is shit. If you're impressed by this, I would love you to follow this channel. I teach you a little bit about tech. You realize how stupid and convoluted this approach is, and it's just tailored to people who don't want to learn tech, who just can't do it. Oh, here's the surprise. vidIQ, he's not using the browser. He's using the FTP that I connected to Claude. See, I cannot even track what vidIQ is using. He's now on the visibility check, did the publish. Man, it took almost 40 minutes and it was painful to watch. And there was a hand holding of me like looking at my phone. Not really useful, but you got the point. Like you get to control the computer with your phone. And in the shorts, you can see he posted it. Now, shut the fuck up. All right, let's wrap up this video. So other messy one-off work that I've done, find teachers and collecting contracts, filling form travel when you land for the visa, comparing apartments, uploading content, renaming files. Basically all the shit that doesn't have an API, you don't have the time. On the right, I ask Claude to look at my inbox and just make me a whole bill of what is failing, what I'm paying. And I discovered that I was paying for Artlist and I've not been using that for the last 2 years. Thank you, Artlist. So there is things that are useful, but can you automate a whole company using this? I'm not sure. And I'm not sure the tasks that you can do with this are really high value. The value comes from the strategy and what you're doing. You've seen the level of hand holding that you have with this. So calling it an AI employee is a fucking stretch. Couple things. You have a message limit that you can send. You have an iteration limit and you have, let's say, a minute of memory because all these tools that get called is creating more message and you have no versioning, meaning he has no clue beyond the messages of what he's done. There is no trail. That's what he get lost. If the task is too long or too complicated, it can be a lot for AI. You've seen the initial message was like 3 lines and it was already complicating for him to do. It's not because the ask is complicated, it's that the steps together are very long, a lot of messages. To solve that, you need like a ledger, Git, potentially to have a ledger with readmes. And it's fucking stupid because you're using text to do logs, you use a database or something. And then it becomes a whole complicated thing to track agents. And that's my main problems with adding delegation like this. To be fair, when you manage a person that is low skilled, you don't have logging. So I can see how these persons feel like it's hiring a person. I just feel like you're just spending too much time on the computer and the only winner is Anthropic. The most expensive thing here is your time. It's fun to have a little bit of hand holding, test things for 1-2 iterations, but really after that, you should get away from this. To come back to these automations, how could have you fixed this? You could have used a CLI to directly connect to MCP and have API connections to have more solid connections to the providers. That would have required AI coding and API tokens. But if you're a company that has money, I would rather pay an EA to do this. Because when you build such automation, the cost of change when you need to add a requirement becomes higher over time. And then you're going to spend more time editing the thing that allows you to save time. Long term, if it's not really a product, i.e. you're adapting your ways to the software, you're going to lose. Actually, I've built an automation platform that will talk to you later. And I learned the realities of social media and automation. And honestly, it's better to do human, authentic content because no one likes to be treated like a computer.